Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my first live of my first segment of Get Ready With Me. So, what I have chosen to do, instead of doing the pharmacy makeup or the product lives that I was doing the last couple of weeks, I have decided to do a Get Ready With Me segment. So instead of just talking about the product, I'm actually going to be, doing my makeup, using the product, showing you how they work for me and what I like to do with them. And I thought that was a little bit better and more interesting than just sitting here and holding the product and saying, hey, I really like this. I wasn't enjoying that type of live. And I'll just be honest with you, it wasn't fun for me. And I didn't like just holding the product up and saying, hey, I have this, come buy it. So what I've seen other consultants do, and I looked at other companies as well, not just paparazzi, or I'm sorry, not just pharmacy, was that they actually put the makeup on and talked about it at the same time. So we're going to try that today and see how well it works, and if it works out pretty well, then I'll do it every Saturday. But what I like about doing it this way is that I can, and I may do some of them in the morning, I may do some of them in the evening on Saturdays, I may even do it on a different day. It just kind of depends on what live or what makeup look I'm going for, and what I want to talk about. So today, sorry, and it still hasn't changed. I still have to look for the video and share it. But what I'm going to do today is just a basic natural look. So it's my basic look that I put on. Sorry, I'm trying to find this video here. There we go. It's my go-to look. It's a natural look. I love the natural look. It's really easy. Some people call it 5-minute face, 10-minute face. Doesn't take that long to put on. But what I like about a natural look is that you can also build upon it. So you may put your natural look on, and some people call it work day look, or it's just a natural look, and it's not excessively crazy. And so people like to use that look for when they go to work, or just like a nice sunny day and you're going to go out and, I don't know, go to lunch or something, and you just put a natural look on. So it's just a basic look, but you're still wearing makeup, and, it's just, I like the natural look. It's my look. Okay, I think okay, I got it. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I have such a hard time. Okay, so basically I'm just going to put my makeup on and then show you what I'm going to do. That's pretty much how the other videos worked. So, let me fix that a little bit. Okay. Alright, so I've already washed my face and I've put moisturizer on. So I would say that one of the most important things when putting your makeup on is please make sure you put moisturizer on first. It sets your face, especially if you have dry skin, so it helps with the dryness on your skin, and it just gets you ready for the day. The second thing that I will say, climate, like I live in Arizona, it was 117 degrees yesterday. That's how hot it got. It was pretty hot. So please make sure that you are putting a sunscreen on. From what I can tell, you are supposed to put your sunscreen on after you put your moisturizer on and before you put your primer on. So that's the research that I've done and what I've seen. Because I always had an issue with, when do I put the sunscreen on? Do I put it on before the makeup, after the makeup? How does that work? So I did some research last night, and it says that you should put your moisturizer on first, then your sunscreen, then your primer, and then the rest of your makeup. So that's how I'm going to do it and see how well it works. So like I said, I've already put the moisturizer on. And Pharmacy does sell moisturizers. I just haven't gotten any in yet. So that's going to be my next order. Moisturizers and facial cleansers is going to be my next order. Because it's very important for your makeup look that you have really nice skin. So cleansers and moisturizers are very important. And so for me, I don't like to put a whole bunch of heaviness on my face. So I'm going to do my sunscreen the way I do my primer. I'm just going to do a little bit, and I usually just kind of do it this way. And you also make sure you don't want to use a whole bunch of sunscreen on your face. I mean, you want to get a good amount on there, but you don't want to thicken it up because you're going to be putting your foundation, your primer and your foundation on. Actually, that's not too bad. It even smells pretty good. And this is SPF 30 from Pharmacy. This is their new product. This has a Biobeb and Tamanu in it, and it was tested on sensitive skin, so it's really good for sensitive skin as well. And yes, that's my dog in the background. Just ignore her. Every time I go live, she has to sit on my bed. I don't know what it is. But you just make sure it's on and just let it dry a little bit. So as I get used to doing this, I will be honest, somebody had told me about doing this, and I was kind of nervous about doing this, you know, putting my makeup on while I'm talking to you. That's always a hard thing for me to do. Do something while I'm talking. So hopefully I don't get distracted. Okay, so then after I put my sunscreen on, then I put the primer. And I love this primer, and as you can see, I use it quite a bit. I'm like right here. I'm halfway through the bottle. But I've had it for a while. It doesn't take too much. Just like when I put the sunscreen on, I just put a little bit on my finger, and then I kind of just do and then put it on. But this is Photo Filter. It's the VFX Pro Camera Ready Primer. And I really like it. And I do notice that it does make a difference when I put my foundation or my CC cream on. Or I'm sorry, my BB cream. I wear BB cream. But we do carry CC cream as well. So I just put a little bit on my finger, and then I just kind of do the same thing with this, like I did with the sunscreen. And then I just kind of wipe it on. And this is the only time, these two steps are the only time that I will say it's okay to wipe on your makeup and use your hands. Normally I don't use my hands when I put my feeling of my hands on my face. I use my brushes and my sponges, but it's kind of hard to put primer on with the sponge. I think that it gets into the sponge too fast. That's just me. And I feel like I get the sunscreen and the primer on better with my fingers. And this is a wet wipe. I use it to clean my hands off, you know, when I use my sunscreen and my moisturizer too, because I use my fingers on my moisturizer and my primer. So I've put put the moisturizer on, I put the sunscreen on, and I do recommend sunscreen. Cancer is really bad now. Arizona is really hot, and we're really bad when it comes to skin cancer. And so I always promote sunscreen. Very important. So, primer's on. Today I have been using the BB cream. I like the BB cream in the summer because it's lighter weight. It still has good coverage. It still covers my face very well. The CC cream is more for corrective colors, so if you have redness in your face, or like acne scars, something that you're trying to cover up and hide, CC cream is probably more of what you want. BB cream is a beauty balm. It does have a coverage on it. It's just not as thick as regular foundation. So I do notice that it's on and it does cover, but it's not. It's the light. I say it's the lightest coverage in all of the foundations. So BB cream, CC cream, and then the foundation going by shading. But I like to use the BB cream during the summertime because it is lighter weight and it's not so heavy. And as you can tell, I use my little spongy thing all the time. I have wet it. It's wet. This is not. This is from Ecotools, but Pharmacy does carry one of their own. They just got a new one out. It's about the same size. So whichever one you want to use is good. But I like to use the blender and a brush rather than using my fingers. So this is what I do. So make sure when you use a blender, it's wet. You can use some blenders dry, but I don't think that it goes on very well. It doesn't do as good of a job dry as it does wet. So I always wet my sponge. And this is like a two-step process for me. I don't like I said, I don't like using my fingers. I don't like touching my face with my fingers once I put my sunscreen and primer on, because then I'm taking it off. So what I do is I have a little bowl and I put some of my, and just like one squeeze, doesn't take a lot. I do notice that with the Pharmacy foundations, it doesn't take a lot to cover your face. So you don't have to put a whole bunch of foundation on your face. Whether you have no marks or if you have marks on your face. I've noticed that most of the foundations for Pharmacy, it doesn't take a lot to cover. So start out with a little bit, and if you need to add, then add. But don't waste product because you think you need to cover your face a lot. Because I really don't think you do. So what I do is I brush it on first with the foundation brush. So I just kind of do this, and of course I go with my T-zone. So I do the important areas. And then I take the blender, the wet blender, and make sure you wring it out. You don't want it to be dripping. It's wet, but I've wringed it out. And you are going to pat. Do not wipe. Do not spread. If you can. Sometimes I find that I do have to spread a little bit. It just depends. But I start at the top and I just pat it out. Put it in my eyelids. You can also use the foundation as a primer as well on your eyelids. And you just kind of pat it in. And the most important part of putting your foundation on, and this is where I say you probably want to wipe or spread, is to make sure you do the bottom and as far down as you want, just so everything looks good and you don't look like you're wearing a mask in through here. That's one of the things that I learned when I first started putting makeup on, is when I was done, it always looked like I had a mask because it just all stopped right at my jawline. So I learned to just make sure everything looks the same. And as you can see, it went on really well. I don't have concealer. I have ordered concealer. I just don't use it very often. But I'm that person that I like to use makeup. So I will be using concealer just to try it out. But I know some people use concealer, and we do carry it. So as soon as I get it in, I placed the order yesterday. And so when I get it in, then when I do a live, I will use it. But I do like to put some under my eye, just to brighten it up. You don't have to use concealer to conceal, you can also use it to brighten. You know, so I use it in my under my eye, because I do have a little bit of darkness. I can see that right there, but mostly mine is just to brighten it. And as you can see, the BB cream blended in perfectly. Looks good. Usually I'll go through and make sure everything looks blended in the corners. I wasn't sure how that was going to work on camera, and that actually came out really good because I was able to see it better, because normally I use a mirror when I put on my makeup, and actually doing it in the camera to me is a lot better because I can see my face, and I don't have my glasses on, but I can still see very well. So so the BB cream went on really well. You know, this beauty blender works very well. I really like it. Before, I only used my brush to put my foundation on, and then I've been wanting to try a beauty blender. I've been using this thing for about a month now. As you can see, you do need to clean your brushes. It's time for me to clean my my beauty blender. You do need to clean it every once in a while to get all that. Try to get all that, as much of that old makeup off as you can, because you don't want to redeposit that on your face. But I think that the foundation went on really well. I'm really impressed with that. I never actually noticed it before. I would just put it on. But as I was doing it in the camera, I realized that it blended in really well. I like the shade. This the shade I'm wearing is medium 3. The BB cream comes in 4 different colors, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I think it's light, medium, and then medium dark. I think those are the number or the colors. But I'll have to look at the catalog, but I do have samples of the BB and the CC creams, and this, I think I have the VFX Pro Camera Foundation. So if you're interested in trying out the BB cream but you're not sure, message me, and I do have samples of the BB and the CC creams. But as you can see, it went in really well. I like the way that went on. I am shocked because I never actually noticed. You know, when you put your makeup on, you're putting it on. And for me to sit here and talk about it and actually do it as I'm talking to you about it, I noticed how well the BB cream went on my skin, and blotting it instead of wiping it does make a difference, and the primer makes a difference as well. Okay, so then the next thing that I do is usually my eyes. So I'm going to use the Trio Shade Kit. It's number 5 Vintage Season. I like to use 2 to 3 eyeshadows, and so I really like the palettes. This one has like a tan, and then a dark brown, and then a reddish color. And these are a little glittery. They're not matte colors, but it is the Vintage Season Trio Eyeshadow Kit, and this is number 5. And I'm boring when it comes to eyeshadow, especially when I'm doing just a natural look. And yes, I do have trays with my brushes in it. These are Ecotools brushes, and if you buy the kits, you get these trays, and they stack on each other. And so I have 4. 4 trays full of brushes, and I find that I like to put my brushes in the trays rather than stand them up on a, like this right here. I have my brushes standing up. I like to lay them flat in the tray rather than stand them up. I don't know. I don't know if there's a difference. That's my preference. But I do like these trays. And I have been in talks with Ecotools because I really love their brushes. And even if I don't sell them to you as a consultant, I'm still going to say that I love Ecotools. They're vegan. and I think they're, and see now I started talking about them and I haven't really looked them up, but I know they're vegan, they're eco-friendly, and they have more than just makeup brushes. And if I don't stop, then I'm going to just sit here and talk about them the whole time. So we'll talk about them later, but I am in talks with them. I got an email from them yesterday where I may be able to sell their tools, and so I'm really excited about that. Having my own business does make a difference because they don't sell on eBay or Etsy or those kind of places. But if you have your own website and your own business, they'll consider you. You just have to fill out the application and submit it. So I'm going to do that today, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so anyway, so back to the makeup. I said I wasn't sure about this because I'll start talking and then start talking about something else, and then I'll forget what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm using the Vintage Season Trio Eyeshadow Kit, number 5. This is from Pharmacy. And I do remember what I was saying. I'm boring when it comes to eyeshadow, especially when I'm doing a natural look. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to use the fluffy brushes. This is a accent shadow brush. I call it a fluffy brush. And because I use more than one eyeshadow, I need 2. So that's why I have so many trays too, is because I've bought pretty much 2 of every tray that I found at Walmart. Walmart does carry some of the Ecotools, but on their website there's a lot more stuff. That's a lot more stuff is what I'm wanting to sell, because they have jade rollers and those little geisha things that you use on your face. So yeah, I'm just really excited. So these are accent brushes, or fluffy brushes as I call them, and I'm going to use those to put on my eyeshadow. So today I am going to, I think I'm just going to put it on. Nothing special today. Oh, ooh. See, I always do that. I'm not used to putting the primer on. So for me, I have oily skin. And so if I put the eyeshadow on without putting any primer on, so this is the Pharmacy primer. I really love this stuff. Works very well. It's like kind of like a cream. It's almost kind of like a eyeshadow cream. But if I don't put this on before I put my eyeshadow on, then my eyeshadow will end up in my crease because of my oily skin. So I'm going to put the eyeshadow on first, if I can find the brush. So also what happens is when I have too many brushes, then I gotta look for the one that I want. I don't know if that's actually a problem. I'm just gonna use this one. Okay. So I put primer on my eyelids because I do have oily skin. And again, with the Pharmacy products, you don't have to use a whole lot. So I prime my eyes, and I do it like this because usually I end up with more primer on my brush than I want. So I just put it on. And this is when I'm going to need the mirror because I can't see. And as you can see, it goes on really well. And it blends right into the skin. And once I put my eyeshadow on, then you won't even see it. So, see, pretty simple, and it just goes in right into your skin where you can't even notice it half the time. Most of the time I don't notice it, and then when I put the eyeshadow on, then I don't even see it anymore. But it's the eye primer from Pharmacy. It is a 0.1 ounce little, I think it's a 5 gram, I think this is a 5 gram pot. But I really love this stuff, and it doesn't take a whole lot, so it lasts forever. I've had that for a while, and I'm still using the top layer of it. But eye primers are very important when you have oily skin. And as you can see, because of putting the face primer on, my foundation doesn't look shiny because it went right into a matte finish. That's what I like. And the face primer is really good about that. And it's the VFX Pro. And I'll show you the stuff again after I get done with it. So now I can put on my eyeshadow. So I'm using, again, the Vintage Season Trio Eyeshadow Kit. This is number 5, Vintage Season. And yes, I am boring when it comes to eyeshadow, and it's just because I'm just a natural look person. I love to wear natural looks. I feel comfortable in natural looks. And so I tend to go more towards browns and the plums and that darker reddish color. And that darker reddish color I use as the highlighter in the look when I use more than one. One eyeshadow. It's probably easier if I just do it with the mirror. I'm going to poke my eye out on my live, and that's not going to be good. And I will say that tools are important. You know, if you like using your fingers to put your eyeshadows, your makeup on, then that's great. You know, you do whatever you feel comfortable doing. But for me, I feel like tools are important. And when I use the brushes, I just feel like I get it on there better. And it looks better to me than just to use my fingers. And I just don't like using my fingers. Okay, so I put the brown, which is the first one, over the middle, from the bottom to my crease. I have hooded eyes, so I cannot wear thick layers, and 2 eyeshadow colors are as much as I can wear. Otherwise you won't see them, because as you can see what's happening right now with my eyes open, all you see is the very bottom of my eyelid and the very top of my eyelid. The rest of my eye is hooded, and so you don't see it. So I've learned from watching videos that you put you put your eyeshadow all over your eye like you normally do, but I'll put a lighter shade on the bottom and a darker shade on top. Thus is why I put the brown all over my eye, because then I'm going to take that red color and I'm going to mix it in to the bottom of my eyelid, not the top, just the bottom. So it gives it that effect of having one color on the bottom, one on the top, mixed together, kind of. And it seems to work for me. Sometimes I will do the side, you know, where you take it and you go across and then you blend it into the side. That one works for me as well. I just didn't feel like doing that look today. Maybe I'll do that one next Saturday. The one thing that I do like about look is that after work you can add different eyeshadows to your look, darker blushes, brighter lipstick, and you've just taken your natural look to a more of a glam look where you can go out to dinner or to a party or whatever. So the natural look is a good builder. You can build on it and do whatever you want to with it at the end of your day. So basically that's what I've done. So as you can see, I put the red on the bottom, there's brown on the top, And they just kind of blend in together. A natural look, you want it to kind of blend together, your eyeshadow. At least that's the way I like it. And then I take a smudging brush, if I can. I haven't gotten used to the Ecotools yet, and so I'm always looking to see which one is my smudge brush because I don't remember. Okay, I'm going to use the Define Crease. I like that one anyways. So this is the Define Crease brush, and it's more of a fluffy brush. And I like to use this type of a brush with that fluffy head on it to smudge through my eyes. And I just do that. And so in the crease, the red and the brown I have blended together. So that way it has that one-piece look to it. And also I'm over 40, so I don't want to use all of the crazy colors and the shimmers and all that stuff, because then it's just going to accent what I don't want to accent. So, and then I do use a highlighter, so that lighter color in the Vintage Season kit, I am going to put that on the top of my eye. I guess I need to buy a third set because I've only got 2 of these brushes and I've already used them both. So this is when I clean. I guess I need to buy another fluffy brush or buy another kit. So I need another tray anyways. Okay, so, and so if you ever need to clean your brush and reuse it, you can either spray it with alcohol, because alcohol dries really fast, or you can use a wipe or like a makeup remover towel, and just a little bit, you don't want to get it too wet, clean it off, and then I usually just kind of do this to dry it off, and then you can reuse it. Or do as I had said earlier, and I need to buy another kit. Any excuse to buy another kit. So then I just kind of, and I can't do it, I need to use the mirror. So I highlight the top area of my eye. And you kind of want to layer it in, kind of, so that way it looks together, and not like you have light color, dark color, light color, you know. That's why you want to smudge in the colors. So everything looks together. At least that's what I do. Whatever you choose to do is what you choose to do. Okay, so then I have that on. So, you know, basically that's it. That's all I did. Nothing fancy. It's the morning of Saturday morning, and I'm not going to a fashion show, so a natural look it is for me. And then I haven't decided, and I'm going to use a new product. This is a eyebrow mascara. Normally I use a brow powder, and this is a mono brow powder. This is the medium brown brow powder. And the thing that I like about Pharmacy is that you can actually use your brow powder as an eyeshadow as well. Excuse me. So it is brow powder, but as with a lot of the eyeshadows and the liquid lipsticks, you can actually use them on other areas. So you can take your brow powders, and I have 2 of them. I have the lighter medium, and I can't remember what it's called. Is it called Rich? No, it's not Rich. It may be Rich Brown. Yeah, this doesn't tell me. Yeah, it doesn't tell me the color. It just gives me the number. This is number 1. And this is number 3. But I think this is the medium, the lighter brown, because there's a blonde, and which I don't use because it's too light for me. But this is the lighter brown, and then this one is the darker brown, which this one does give me the, they must have messed up on that one. This one's a dark brown. For some reason they didn't put the color name on there. And as you can see, it's very much darker. So dark brown, medium, I think this is medium brown. But you can use those as eyeshadow as well. And normally I would put the brow powder on, but I got a new, I've been wanting to try the brow mascara. And this one is, I think this is the one that's rich brown, which is the medium. There's 3 mascaras as well, and I think it's the same blonde, medium brown, and dark brown, and I got the medium brown. And so we will get to use this together for the first time today. But they say it's just like putting on, actually, oh yeah, I do like that. See how it gets darker? I'm actually impressed. I might have to buy the dark brown, and sometimes I can wear the dark brown, sometimes it has to be the light brown. But it's a mascara, so of course I have to let it dry a little bit. But this was, it doesn't have a tag on it. What did I do with the box? Oh, here it is. So, the tag's on the box. So normally when the tag's on the box, I will take the tag off the box. Since I have to wait for my eyebrows to dry, this is what I do. When the tag's on the box instead of on the product, I will take the tag off because the boxes are, they've got like a coating on them. So if you pull it carefully without tearing it, you can take the tag off. And I'll put the tag on the back of the product. And I do that because it tells me the color. So as you can see, this is rich brown. So I don't know if you can see that. It says rich brown. And then there's a darker brown, and then there's a lighter, which I think is still called blonde. But this is a new product that I'm trying. The thing that pushed me towards pharmacy after I knew I could wear the foundation. Foundation initially is what got me in and what got me wanting to use the products, because I could wear the foundation. And as you can see, still looks natural. I don't look shiny, because usually by now with my foundation I would have had to already go ahead and powder, because I would already be shiny. That's how greasy foundation is on my face. I have very oily skin, which is weird because then I also go dry through here. In my T-zone area I'll get dry, but the rest of my face will be shiny. And so initially the foundation is what drew me in, but I love eyebrow products, and pharmacy carries pomade, brow powder, brow mascaras, and they have brow liners, which is, you can, you know, the brow pencil. And I know a lot of women like to use the brow pencil. So I will be buying that one next. But I like having the options, because sometimes I want to use powder, but sometimes maybe I want to put the mascara on, or I just want to put the pencil on. So for me, having options is really good, and that's what I like about pharmacy. They have quite a few options. And I like being able to try different things. I'm one of those people that I like to try everything. So like when I cook, I have all kinds of cooking equipment in my kitchen, and I use everything. And so of course with my makeup it's the same way. if you have a whole bunch of different products, I want to try them. And the eyebrow stuff, there's 4 different products. And with most other companies, maybe they have 2 that I've ever noticed. You know, I don't do really the high-end products because, let's just be honest, they're too expensive. For me, they are. But for the normal products, the ones that I can afford, you know, they didn't always have a lot of stuff for your eyebrows. And I like my eyebrows. You know, they're still here and I am not losing them, and so I want to enhance my eyebrows. But anyways, and so I think they're dry now. And it looks like they dried to a powder finish, actually. So then I should be able to I bought this the other day. And it's just a generic eye pencil. I got it at Walmart. I don't remember the name of the company, but I bought it because it's specifically for your eyebrows. So it's got the spoolie, and the spoolie is curved, not straight. And then on the other side is the brush that I use to put the powder on my eyes. But then I should be able to take my spoolie, oh yeah, there it is, and brush through and just give it that natural. Look at that. That's just as good as using the powder. I'm impressed. I've never used the mascara before. Oh yeah, and see, there's no line, because with the powder I would have to make a line and then kind of blend it in. And with the eyebrow mascara, you just brush it on and let it dry, and there's no line. I'm impressed. I think I might be using the mascara more instead of the powder. See what happens when you try a new product? But it does, like I said, I'm a tool person, so it does help to have a eyebrow brush. Alright, so we talked about that, and that took longer than I expected it to because I had to let it dry. And so then, because I am 40-ish, I do not put liquid eyeliner under my eye, because all it does is just magnify any lines that I have. But I do put it on the top of my eye. And this is the Pharmacy Deep Look Eyeliner. We do have a dip liner, which the only difference between the two is that the brush is a little bit stiffer. So it's a lot easier to do your, like if you're going to do a winged look or that kind of thing, it's a lot easier for drawing. The eyeliner is more just like, I'm just going to put a thin line on the top of my eye. So the brush for the eyeliner looks like that. I don't know if you can see that. The formula is really good. It's really thick, and so it's a lot easier to draw on. And I'm going to have to use my mirror, so I'll be right back. And I just do a thin line. And I'm still getting used to it. Not very good at it yet. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I don't have a steady hand, that's the problem. And what I do is when I go to do the next eye, I reapply. I mean, there may have been enough on there to do the second eye, but I like to reapply because I don't like to have to do it again. And of course, the left is always harder than the right. And again, I do a thin line because I have hooded eyes. And so if I put the line on too thick, all you're going to see is the eyeliner and not the eyeshadow. And you can see that just in putting it on the top, it's already made a dramatic difference in my eyes. Okay, so while I let that dry, I am going to use, let's see, I'm going to use the Express. I have a Express eye pencil, and I guess I'll show it to you before I use it. From Pharmacy, this one is, I think it's just black. And this one is waterproof. Yeah, I think it's just black. Express is waterproof. And I like to use waterproof in the summertime because if I go outside, I'm going to sweat. And I think I need to sharpen that. If I can find my sharpener. Oh, wait. When you clean up your makeup table and then you move stuff around and you can't find anything that you're looking for. Okay, here it is. Here's one of them. I've got like three sharpeners and I can never find one. So I'm just going to sharpen it a little bit because it's a little thick. When it starts to get flat at the top, then you know it's time to sharpen it. Okay. Alright, so what I do, again, it's also because I am over 40 and I don't want to show my lines. I put the eyeliner just from the end to a little bit to the middle. I don't push it all the way through because it just doesn't look good for me. And it doesn't take a lot. And then I take my smudge brush that I was just looking at. There it is. Liner. So this is in Ecotools. This is it's called a liner smudge brush. Oops. And that's the one thing that I do like about Ecotools is that it tells you. I don't know if you can see that. My camera doesn't want to focus, but it tells you what it is. So this is a liner smudge. And because I don't like harsh lines, I smudge my eyeliner out a little bit. For me, it's all about looking fresh. And so for me, on me, harsh lines don't look very good. And so that's why I like to smudge things out. So I just basically smudged it out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that brown from my Vintage Season palette. And I can use the same brush. Yep, this is it. From before. Or you can use an eyeliner brush, whichever you want to do. But I've done this enough now that I can use the fluffy brush if I want to. But I just take that and I start at the end and I do that and then I kind of blend it in. So I have that brown. And as you can see, the line doesn't look so harsh and it doesn't go all the way across for me. So it doesn't look, I don't know, it just doesn't look, doesn't make me look, I guess I'm just going to say, it doesn't make me look old. I don't feel like I'm trying to wear a makeup look that is not good for me. But then again, you're as old as you feel. So if you want to wear a younger makeup look, by all means do it. Especially if you can pull it off. Okay. So that's what I do with my eyes. And I like it. It's not too crazy. and I feel like it looks good on me. And then of course mascara. Mascara is very important. Today I think I'm going to wear the Optimal. It's a volume lash mascara, so it's supposed to give your eyelashes more volume. It's an all-in-one. Oh, I guess maybe that's backwards. I'm still getting used to the camera, but it's called Optimal Style Volume Lash, and it's got a curve. It's to curve your eyelashes as well. And the one thing I do notice about these is that I don't have to pump. It comes out with mascara. I don't need to pump it. So you're not getting all that air in there either, so it won't dry out your mascara as fast. So, mascara time. And my tip, when it comes to putting mascara on, is make sure that you brush your eyelashes out before you put the mascara on. And I always curl them before I put the mascara on. I know some people curl them after, and you can do both. I just find that it works better for me. I don't know if you can tell if I put any on. It's like I'm far away from the camera. Hold on. And honestly, it doesn't take me this long to put my makeup on. It's because I'm talking to you about it. And then I start talking about other things, and so it's never taken me this long to put makeup on. It's usually like 10 minutes at the most. But because I'm going through each individual thing that I'm doing, I promise that it doesn't take that long. I do and I do put the eyeliner or the mascara on under my eyes, and I hit my bottom eyeliner. I hit the bottom of my skin, and I can feel it, and it's driving me nuts. The best thing that you can have when putting your makeup on are Q-tips. And you probably want some that have the little ends on them, and this is the reason why. I accidentally touched the skin underneath my eyelashes, and I don't want to smudge it, so I'm not using my fingers to fix it. And yes, my under eyes look like tarantulas right now because I have to let it dry, and then I'll fix it. And the thing that I do like about the Optimal, and the Zen is the same way, is that they dry fast, so I don't have to wait too long. So again, I'm going to take my little spoolie, So this is why I say that it's best to buy a spoolie that has a curve to it, because then you can use it on the bottom of your eyes and you're not going to stab yourself in the eye. The little curve does help. So, I don't know if you can tell. I can tell, but the mascara is on. And as you can see, I fixed that and it didn't smudge. I used the Q-tip. I'm sure you probably know that trick, but I'm just letting you know. I love Q-tips, and I have lots of them because I'm always touching the wand with my or the wand onto the bottom of my skin because I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. Alright, so that's basically, the eye area is always the one that takes me the longest because I put more stuff on it. Especially right now when you're wearing your mask. Normally I would be like, oh yeah, don't forget your lipstick. But half the time I don't put lipstick on because I know I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to put the mask on and the lipstick's going to come off. So it doesn't really matter. But you're more than welcome to put lipstick on. So then the last thing that, well, the second to the last thing that I do is my blush. Oops. So right now I am using Fresh Peach. This is Tender Blush On and Soft Peach. This is number 2. I do have some more blush coming in, but this is the one that I'm using right now. It's a little bit of a shimmer, but I do like my blush to shimmer a little bit. And the nice thing about Ecotools is that they have a blush brush. Full blush, it's called. And no, this is not a foundation brush or a powder brush. It's a little smaller. I do not have the Ecotools foundation brush yet. That's the next thing on my list for Ecotools. I haven't been able to find one at my local Walmart. So I may have to go searching at Casa Grande or Santan's Walmarts. But this is a blush brush. And this actually came in a kit. Actually, no. This is the, this is an angled foundation brush. So the kit came with the full blush. Actually, I thought there was another one. Let me look at my, that's the angled foundation brush. Maybe it was just the 2 of those. Yep. I thought there was another brush, but I guess it was just these 2. But this is an angled foundation brush, so this is a foundation brush, this one. But it's angled, it's creased. And then this is the blush brush. And because I don't have see, I think I'm missing a brush because I should have an angled blush brush, and maybe that's what that one is. Maybe because it said foundation, I assumed it was a foundation brush. Maybe this is the angled blush brush. Let's try this, because I do have an angled blush brush from a different company, but it does kind of look like that one. It's angled. So let's try those together. So I think these 2 did come together. Sorry, I'm still getting used to all my brushes. Okay, so I used the angled one first. And I know I'm going to put my blush on weird, but it works for me. So I take the angled blush brush first. And I put a little bit more on there because I do both sides. And I don't reapply. So I'm going to do the funny thing. And this blush smells good. Yeah, it does. So I do that, and I know it's weird, but that's how I put my blush on, and it works for me. And then I take the blush brush, and it's basically what I do. So it's on the apples of my cheeks, and then I go up. And I might have used a little too much because that was a new brush. I hadn't used this one yet, but it's okay. Once I put my powder on, it will be fine. Okay, so then that's my blush. And then I put on my powder. Pharmacy carries two different types of powder. They have the face perfecting powder, which is the colored pressed powder. The one I am using right now is number 3, which it doesn't tell me what the color is. But we also have a transparent finishing powder, which is the translucent powder that a lot of people like to use. I used to use this as a loose powder, but Pharmacy only carries it as a pressed powder, which I'm okay with because I can still use the brush. So you can either use the transparent, or today I'm going to use the face perfecting. I think it's time for me to get a new powder brush. When your bristles start coming out of your brush, it may be time for a new brush. Minor. I have had this brush for a little while, so like I said, I need to get a foundation brush from Ecotools. So just and make sure you go down the face as well to get the what you did to get the foundation that you put down your neck, so that way it doesn't have a glow to it. And that's basically all that I do with a natural look, you know. So I'm ready. I can go wherever I'm gonna go, and it works for me and I like it. And then I am going to put a lip gloss on. I love the High Shine lip gloss. This one is Dusty Rose. So it's a kind of a, sorry, they put the sticker on, and I know they do that for safety reasons, but then I have to take it off and re-stick it. Open it. So this is the High Shine liquid. Well, it's a lip gloss. They do call it a liquid lipstick, but it's not as dark as the actual liquid lipsticks that we carry. This is the liquid lipsticks that we carry. This one is Goddess, and it is more pigmented, a lot thicker, or the color's heavier. And for a lip gloss, I think the color's pretty pigmented on here as well. So ooh, I like that color. Ooh, I like that color. Dusty Rose. I haven't used this one yet, so this is the first time I put it on. Dusty Rose High Shine Lip Gloss. Very nice. I like this color. I'm like impressed with myself with that color. And that's it. I mean, that's my basic look. This is what I do. This is my everyday look. I may change up the eyeshadow colors, but it's mostly about the eyes, especially when you're wearing a mask now. So I always make sure I put eyeliner on. And as you can see, the eyeliner, it dried. That was that liquid eyeliner. And it was a real thin line. So when I open my eyes and I'm normal, you can still see my eyeshadow, and it's not covered up by that thick line of eyeliner, because I do have hooded eyes. So I'm glad that you stayed with me. This was the first time I've ever done this. Actually, I think I did this once before, and I didn't have as much fun doing it because I didn't like the makeup. I don't like wearing my glasses when I'm looking at the camera. I'm too close. And so I didn't really enjoy it because I didn't like the makeup that I was using, because it didn't work for me and the foundation was horrible. But I like Pharmacy's makeup, and I really think that I like this segment. I hope that you liked it too. I'm not an expert, and so I do my makeup the way I do it. That's good for me, and the way it works on my skin. So basically this is just to show you the products, use them, and then you know, if you're interested, you can message me. I can send you links to my website on all the products that I've used today, and something new for you to try. And I really like Pharmacy. I really like their makeup, and I will go all day and maybe reapply powder, only because I'm just used to reapplying powder. But I do it once, and that's usually around 1 or 2 o'clock. And half the time I don't even remember that I have makeup on. Like right now, the only reason why I know I'm wearing makeup is because I put it on. It's just, it's not thick, and I really like that BB cream. So, thank you for staying with me, and I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about any of the makeup that I used, please let me know. If you're looking for a catalog, message me. I do have some samples, and I do have some samples of the men's line called Shield Man. My son is trying the body wash. I haven't heard any complaints, so I'm going to assume that he's liking it. But I do have shampoo samples, and I think I have eye cream, because the men have their own eye cream. It's created a little bit different than the women's eye cream, but I do have samples of those. I have samples of the BB and the CC cream, and I think the VFX Camera Ready foundation as well. So if you have any questions on any of the makeup, please message me, text me, and let me know, and I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. I do have skincare products coming in. I'm really excited about that because they have a rose water collection, and I love rose water, and it's really good for all skin types. And they have a people pronounce it calendula, but it's actually pronounced calendula. Calendula. I can't even pronounce it right myself. But they have that line, and they have an aloe vera line as well. And those all go by your skin type. So rose water is all skin types. Calendula or calendula is for dry skin, and aloe is for oily skin, I think. I'll have to look that up. I don't want to give you the wrong information. But the other thing that I like about Pharmacy is that their stuff goes by your skin type. And that's very important for your products to go by your skin type. So if it says that it's for all skin types, you need to do some research on it, because rose water is the only one that I know of so far that is good for all skin types. The other ones, they're point specific to either dry skin, oily skin, sensitive skin, combination skin, and those are the things that I like about that. So anyways, so thank you for being with me. I think that I will continue to do this. It wasn't too bad. I know I did talk a little more than I normally do, but I think considering that I was putting the makeup on and talking about the makeup, it wasn't too bad. I will let you know if I become a distributor of the Ecotools, and they have more than just makeup brushes. They have all kinds of stuff, and I'm very interested in their jade roller and their geisha. I can't pronounce it. It starts with a G. But it's for cleaning off your face. So it's like a facial type thing. So I'll let you know when those come in. But either way, I still promote the Ecotools because I love those brushes, and I haven't had any issues with them. So you guys have a great Saturday. And that's not evening. It's Saturday morning. So you guys have a great Saturday, rest of your Saturday. And when we do this again next Saturday, I will do drawings. I had already done the drawing for this week on Thursday. This was just a let me see how I like to do this segment and see how well it goes. So if you have any feedback, please let me know. And again, I'm not an expert at this. I just do what feels comfortable on my skin and what's easy for me. I try to have tips for you guys as well, but this is new for me, so I'm hoping that it gets better as I go. So you guys have a great Saturday, and I will see you tonight for the Paparazzi Live. That's still going on tonight. And you guys have a great evening. Or I'm sorry, see, I'm still saying evening. A great morning. Bye, everybody.